Hello, coworkers. It's Bridgette, and welcome back to the Employee Lounge podcast. Hi, coworkers. Welcome back to the Employee Lounge podcast. I'm Bridgette. Thanks for listening and tuning in this week. I want to start off by saying I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you are feeling well, healthy, and warm. I know a lot of things have been happening with the weather, especially in Texas, and I just hope that everyone is doing fine. I hope everyone is doing the best that they can, staying safe, staying warm, getting the assistance that they deserve and need right now because it is crucial. So I really hope everyone is doing well in Texas. I also hope everyone is just doing well in general, physically and mentally. Yesterday was just so many stories that happened, and it's just very sad, very heartbreaking. So just please stay safe and please stay healthy and please be okay. Also, since this is the month of February and sadly it's ending, happy Black History Month. We have to pay tribute to those that really paved the way for all of the Black men and women in the world today, because they really did help everyone that are African American start their lives and know their rights and even be free. So thank you to all of those that really fought hard for equal rights and equality. So I want to say thank you to those people. They have really paved the way for all of the Black people. So happy Black History Month. I hope you're celebrating. I hope you know your history. And if you don't, research. There are many resources that you can look up in the internet, in the library, even documentaries on all the streaming platforms. So don't be afraid to know your history. That's all I'm saying. So happy Black History Month. So I thought for this episode, I would talk about love in the workplace. Right. I know. Like, is there actually love in the workplace? Yes. You will be surprised. There is actually love in the workplace. It's happened. It sort of happened, or it happened and it failed, but there's a such thing as love in the workplace. So let's talk about it after this short little break. Okay, so love in the workplace. How do we feel about it? Are we on the pro side or on the con side? How are we feeling about it? Is it acceptable? Is it not? Is it unacceptable? Would you do it? Would you date someone in your workplace? So many questions, right? Well, as an HR professional, I would honestly, I would just follow all the policies and procedures of my current workplace. Obviously, whatever they say, go. But me personally, as a person, as a woman, I am on the fence about it, to be honest, because Listen, love can happen anywhere and anytime. And it's just going to happen, right? If you see someone and, you introduce yourself and it works out, exchange numbers and everything, there you go. You start dating. I mean, it happens. We can't deny it. We can't look the other way. If you are attractive to someone, then why not give it a go, right? It's bound to happen. Well, however, in the workplace, it's a little different because you have so many factors to this. Basically, you have the pro side, like, okay, you found someone, you're in love, it's working out, you get to see the person every day for lunch. That's fun. Maybe you even save money on gas and carpool. That's great. So many cons, so many pros. And then there's cons. There's could be gossip. There could be lies and stories and no privacy. No privacy. And maybe you will get sick of seeing your significant other every day. So that's also a con. So I don't know. I am definitely on the fence about it because you can't stop an attraction. You can't stop love. You can't stop someone being in a relationship with one another. So what can you say about it? I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, and I would say love in the workplace is a little hush hush, a little taboo, because I don't know about all the HR professionals, but when I worked in a workplace, I hardly heard about any like crazy stories, thank goodness. I did, hear rumors, obviously, people would definitely come up to you and gossip, but we're in it's an open door policy. So of course, whatever you want to talk about, right? So is it going to, stop what you're doing while you're working? No. Is it going to affect your job? It shouldn't. And if you are in that situation, I hope you know better to not let it affect your job. Is it going to ruin your career path? I hope not. But if it doesn't, then why not? Why not give it a try? I mean, it's certain situations you gotta really put out a list of your pros and cons to see if it's even worth it. Like, for example, are you willing to relocate with your coworker to another state or another country? What if your significant other landed a big time promotion in another state or another country, and that's a big opportunity, but you don't have that opportunity yet? Like, there's not a job open. Are you going to move with your significant other? And hopefully there'll be a job available once you get there or work there a couple of months or find another job altogether because you want to make this relationship work. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to risk your job just to be with this person? Just to be with this person. Like, I hope this doesn't happen, but what if you would get in trouble because your significant other wants you to do something that is not right, unethical, and all the things? Like, would you do that because you're so in love? I mean, of course, these are just hypothetical questions and different scenarios, but you start to wonder, right? Like, is it worth it? Is it worth all of this? I mean, again, like I said, I am on the fence and I don't really see a problem with it. I mean, if you are willing to commit and really work it out, and if you are mature enough to actually have this relationship with someone that we work with, why not? Why not give it a try? Right? Like, what is stopping you? Obviously, like, they're the cons. But if the cons are very low, or if there's no cons at all, why not give it a try? Right? Another scenario, what if it's your supervisor? I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm not to say it doesn't, but what if it's your supervisor and you fell in love with your supervisor? I mean, that's awkward. That is very awkward because you're working for your supervisor. Or what if it's a CEO of the company and you're dating them and you're not, one of the higher executives, you're working at your job. What if that happens? I'm telling you, I'm just spewing out all of these scenarios, but isn't that just awkward and weird? But you know what? You're dating them. You're in love. You're not going to let a lot of things affect that, right? So those are just some things that just comes to my mind, but you have to start wondering, like, would you really go through these scenarios just to find your soulmate, just to find your future wife or your future husband, right? Like, you start wondering, like, would you? Because listen, I know the dating apps are questionable. There are some good stories from them, but all I've heard is just some very interesting things. But I mean, they're another outlet, good old going to a restaurant or a bar or whatever, and the old fashioned way, right? But the workplace could be an outlet too. Just saying. I mean, you already work with them 24/7. You have to find out their personalities one way or another. So it could happen. It could happen. So I know it's a lot to think about and a lot to process. Or maybe you're already in that situation and you're like, oh my goodness, I never even thought of that. And I get it. So if you are in a situation, or if you like to share your story and you would like to contact me and let me know about your story, I would be greatly appreciative of that, because I would love to hear what is going on and how are you working through this, because like I said, you got to be a very committed to this, right? So if you are in a situation like that, please contact and email my email address. It's askemployeeloungepod@gmail.com. Once again, it is askemployeeloungepod@gmail.com. And let me know, share your story. Obviously, everything's going to be anonymous, but I want to know. I'm very interested in this because, this is something you don't really talk about because it's very secretive, and I understand why, but you start to wonder, like, how do you maneuver through this while you're working, and how do you overcome it and really just focus on your relationship if you have a relationship with someone that is a coworker. So I would love to know. So email, let me know, and I would love to hear about it. Okay, coworkers, I'm going to take a little short break and we'll be right back. Or I'll be right back, but you get it. Okay, be right back. Okay, and we are back. So still on the topic of love in the workplace. So I'm going to share my experiences. Okay. And listen, I am a human being. I am a woman. And of course, you're going to be attractive to somebody else, right? Or you're going to be, have your work crushes. I would always say that. You're always going to find someone attractive at your job. Yes, I know. I'm an HR professional. But when I was younger, some people were, very attractive. And have I tried? Honestly, yes. Did it work out? No. Did anything even start? No. Would I go through that again? No. Have I tried? Yes. Did it work out? No. So yeah, I would not do it older. Younger, yes. Because when you're young, nothing really matters, so to speak. You're just very carefree. You're very, free spirit in your own world. You don't really think about the responsibilities. You just show up to work, right? When you're older, obviously, there's a lot of responsibilities. There's a lot of factors. There's a lot of everything to come with it. So dating is not really easy to do when you're older. And you know this, right? It's just not easy. But then on top of that, you're dating in the workplace. So that's even harder, right? Wouldn't recommend, but hey, still, I'm on the fence. I have heard some successful stories. I have witnessed successful stories. So that's a good thing. Those are very good pros. Actually, for example, my mom met my stepdad at her job, and they fell in love. They got married, and that was that. And that's a good thing, right? You found someone at your job and got married. Now that's a successful story. Very successful love story. I asked her though if she would do it again, and she said no. And I asked her why, and she's like, because there was just no privacy, and everyone knows, and the gossip, and even her boss knew. I'm like, oh, the boss knew? She said yes. I'm like, oh, okay, now I understand. Like, I don't mind the coworkers knowing, but when your boss knows about your relationship, that's my biggest problem, because you don't even know how that information got to the boss. And then on top of that, what are people saying to the boss? Or what did the boss hear about the relationship? So that's a red flag for me personally. Another example, one of my best friends, I will always talk about my best friends, but one of my best friends actually found her husband at our first job that I talked about at the kids' establishment. And, long story short, they're still together, got married, and have beautiful children. That's a win, another plus. So it can happen. There are successful stories. Another example, another one of my best friends work with her husband. So that also works out, and again, successful stories. So it can happen if you're into that, and if you don't want to venture out to other outlets. I would just be very cautious and mindful, because again, the whole boss thing, red flag, that's a big no for me. But proceed with caution when you're dating. in general, just proceed with caution. But in the workplace, really proceed with caution, because these stories can be misconstrued by others, and then they turn into rumors, and then it turns into big situations that you didn't sign up for. So just be mindful of that. If you are willing to take a crush to the next level. Me personally, I just think, okay, having a crush is just good enough for me. You know, I have my little work crush, something to take my mind off of the actual work for a minute and just actually think of the work crush. So maybe that's your safe bet right there. Like, just a work crush, and maybe not the next level. But if you are brave enough to take it to the next level, why not? You know, we all need to be a little fearless nowadays anyway, right? Just a little advice there. So whatever step you want to take, just be careful and be cautious, because the workplace is pretty small and you have to work with these people 24/7. So, you know, if you're into that, and if you're willing to make it work, then hey, you're happy. Your happiness, right? It's your happiness. So do whatever makes you happy. Okay, coworkers, I'm going to take another break and I'll be right back. Okay, coworkers, I'm back. So that's just my little tidbit on love and dating in the workplace. It's interesting, right? Like, there's so many things that can happen, so many things that can go right, so many things that can go wrong. Hopefully that part that does go wrong don't end up on a made for TV movie type of thing. Please. If you're in a situation like that, then it is definitely not worth it. I'm just saying. But unfortunately, these things happen, and then you see it on the news, and then you're like, oh my goodness. And it's all started from working at the same place. Are you kidding me? But it happens. So again, be very mindful, know the flags. Just know the flags in general about dating, but know the flags, okay? If there are some red flags, maybe you're just better off as coworkers and just leave it alone, okay? But if they're good and all systems go and you love one another, respect one another, see what happens. But always be cautious about it. And you know what? Just side note, you know what I just love? Okay. I just love when you see the significant others bring like flowers and gifts on like the special days, like Valentine's days or their birthdays. It's so cute to see. That's the same thing that happens like in high school. And then you see it in real life, in the real working world. You see that like, oh my gosh, that still happens. Do you remember those days in high school when they like, when the guys or the girls would like give their significant others like little things on like the special big days, like Valentine's Day, birthdays, Christmas, right? And you see them walking through the halls and you're just, you know, the outsider looking in like, oh my God, how cute. Same thing in the workplace, okay? If you don't run away from that, you're going to see it. You're going to see them walking to their desk. You're going to see the desk all cute. You're going to see the flowers and the gifts. So maybe that's something you're into. So you never know. You can find your significant other and you'll get the gifts and the big commotion, and you're just like, yay, you're the center of the attention. So if that's something that you want, maybe that's another pro for you, right? You never know. I'm just saying. But I always thought that was so cute because you just see like how appreciative that someone is for another person at their job. Oh, that's so cute. I have witnessed that before. So, and they give great gifts too. Just saying. So maybe that's your pro for you. Maybe you're just like, nah, it's not for me. And that's okay. That's okay because you're focused on your work, on your career, and you don't want any distractions. So I guess it just all depends on what you're at in your life. Like, where are you in your life and your goals and everything? Like, is that a priority, or is work a priority? Are you open to even dating at your job? Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But, just be very cautious if you are. Just don't, if you are, just know that it's still a job and you always have to be professional no matter what. No matter the situation, no matter the worst gossip in the world about you, you still have to be professional. So take it one step at a time. Okay, coworkers, I will take another short break and I'll be right back. Okay, coworkers, well, it's about that time that the podcast, it's about to end. And I'm so happy and very appreciative that you were able to tune in and listen to this week's podcast. I'm so happy that you're able to listen and, check in for another week. So, like I said, if you are willing to take that step in with love and dating in the workplace, go ahead. What do you have to lose? But as I said, as an HR professional, you got to really follow the policies and procedures of your workplace if it's allowed. I'm not quite sure if many workplaces are even prohibiting dating in the workplace. I mean, I worked at some organizations that allow their significant others to work in like different areas with their spouses. And that's fine. You're not working in the same place, but you're working still in the same job. So that's okay too, right? So I don't know if jobs are prohibiting that. And I would like to know that too. Let me know. Does your job allow that dating in the workplace, or does your job think it's unacceptable? So let me know. Again, I'm going to say my email address. It is askemployeeloungepod@gmail.com. And I can't wait to hear your stories. I can't wait to, see what you send in and really know what's going on with dating, because, hey, there's always someone for someone, right? So you never know. Okay, coworkers. Well, it is about that time. Thank you for tuning in. Again, I'm going to leave the resources if you need any help or anything mentally, or or, just any type of resources for you. There will be some in the description. Again, if you need local resources, I would say to go to your HR department. There is an open door policy, and get the help that you need. Inquire about the EAP program. Don't be afraid to do that. Okay, coworkers, thank you for listening, and tune in next week. Bye.